Alright, and after missing a couple of evenings due to running out of awake last week, we are taking it back a bit by having a bonus stream. So we are doing some metal detecting in Treasure Hunter Simulator tonight. So let's see if we find anything of value. Tested the game that it works and did the tutorial and found like one old button or something like from a uniform. So clearly we are not expecting the biggest treasures ever to start with. Doing pretty well, would say. Jack's had kind of varied day at work, not exactly probably the least disasterful one, but went alright, and also made it almost on time to start tonight, even if this is a bonus stream. So in that respect, have succeeded at improving in punctuality probably a bit as far as streams go. So, and of course, good to have you here. And as you may have noticed, added VIP for you as promised last night with dear Esther, that you do get VIP as you have been now joining regularly. So of course, if one joins regularly and chats here, they get VIP. And of course, do remind about the clip contest, that you can take a clip and most probably win at this rate, because no fur has yet taken a clip of this month's streams. So do remember to take one if you want to enter the clip contest. Having mentioned that, do think that it is time to greet all the viewers, and then we move towards the Treasure Hunter Simulator and see if we can find some metal items with the metal detector. So let's move to the game and start out with that. So as we can see, the office is quite fancy. We clearly are not any beginning treasure hunters at all. Have such a nice office and everything, so should be clearly high and metal detecting. So let's then load game and do story mode. So here we go. We even have like interactive 3D office, which is pretty fancy with the fireplace and some art. Nice antique globe and library with various fancy looking books. It's kind of surprisingly fancy even. You can also collect items into the office apparently. We of course do not have that many items collected, like Bronze Age or whatever, as we haven't yet found any hammerheads. Alright, so probably a bit older than like modern construction hammers. For sure, the overall looks of the place is kind of like, we most probably are not the poorest ever metal detectorist in existence, considering our office looks like this, and it's quite like. And we also have a computer with which we actually are able to select where to go and search things, get jobs by email, and buy better metal detectors once we have money for that. It's quite possible. Do think that some have streamed this before. Oh, hello there, Camu. Great to see you. Are you good at detecting metal? As do remember that the bat has been detecting things quite often. Are you good at detecting metal? Yeah, so we can. Yeah, nobody has this far done the clip contest, despite that have been actually promoting it considerably. So it's quite easy to win still at this point, because there are no clips at all. More experience on fruit detection. Of course, that is kind of like more scent based than electromagnetic signature usually, so that would be considered somewhat different type of detectorism. Like fruit detectorism sounds interesting, certainly. Certainly, of course, you're also able to echolocate, which is rarely necessary for detecting fruit, though. But yes, we can buy better detectors once we have like money, which we currently do not. And we have found this far in the tutorial like one destroyed brass button and a necklace, which even has some value. So we can sell this, like have a bit more money. And we got an achievement for like earning money. This in turn is like destroyed brass button. It even sells for very moderate sum of $5, so we have a bit more money. We have very little prestige, like one out of 3,000, so not the most prestigious detectorist. Oh, hello there, Riley. Good to have you here. Hopefully you have at least survived the Monday. Yeah, the Finland is at least on the map. Unsure if there's like any metal detecting location available in Finland, but welcome Riley, and good to have you here. We are going to detect some metal tonight. So let's see what kind of metal items we are able to find in the game. We already sold, like in tutorial, we found a necklace and a uniform button, destroyed brass button sold for $5. So let's first go again to Gettysburg. Unsure if you can actually in reality go metal detecting next to the Gettysburg Memorial, because do think that the whole area would most probably have disappeared, like because everyone would be looking for Civil War relics around the Gettysburg. So an early Springfield musket would certainly look nice in your collection. Yeah, that certainly would be sufficiently metallic item to find. So let's travel to Gettysburg and see about finding more items. Of course, we have like the most basic metal detector, but we don't either have that much money, so here we go. Now we then just like it is, we walk around until we get trace of something, and then concentrate on metal detecting. Alright. Now we then move to the metal detector mode proper, as we have the magnifying glass icon visible, so we have trace of something to find. And then we take out the metal detector and start actually searching for the item. So we try to fill up the indicator. There we go. So alright, there it is, because the metal detector even turns cold color altogether, which is clear indication, of course. Then we start digging and let's see what we find. Alright, we found an old and rusty nail, so we can even spin it in 3D. Clearly, this is pretty much the average real metal detecting experience, as this one summer tried detecting metal around the plot and found old bits of baling wire, old nails, old studs from automobile tires, so this seems quite realistic metal detecting experience. We found a metal nail. So let's take the nail worth of $1, which is wildly optimistic. Condition good. Yep. Good condition metal nail. So let's put it in our backpack and then keep walking for more. And alright, another detection. So let's take out our metal detector and start detecting. And there we are. Let's take our shovel out and start digging. And looks like we found another nail. Bent nail. So old rusty and bent nail, like as we can see in the 3D view. This nail is even bent, so we are clearly increasing our interesting finds. Yeah, $1 is wildly optimistic for rusty nail, and then we also have a bent nail, so one has to straighten it first to use it even for woodwork or something like that. So clearly this is not the big treasure we are looking for in the Gettysburg Memorial area. So now we have two nails, one is bent, one is rusty, so we have two nails in our backpack, and let's find more items. We of course know we can check the map on the tablet and we see the route we have already walked on the Gettysburg Memorial area. So, and we even have like the overall like treasure found. We have the spots where we found the two rusty nails. So let's keep walking and check out more of the Gettysburg Memorial for maybe more junk, or hopefully we can find like some Civil War relics. Alright, and we have a detection, so out with the metal detector and start detecting. Alright, we are getting close. And there we go. More metal. And some digging. That looks like it's not a nail, so... Alright, we found another keepsake. So let's clean the necklace up and check it out. Alright. A bit older, like decorative necklace, and it's in good condition. $25. So actually this is a nice find in the terms that we get money for better equipment. Of course, this has been a lost heirloom or keepsake by the... So we actually found something of at least some value and got an achievement that we have found 5 items, so... Oh, great! Yeah, $1 per rusty nail. Oh, hello there, Ghetto King. Also good to have you here. We have very nice viewership for our metal detectoring. So welcome, and hopefully you enjoy some metal detecting tonight. Yeah, great. So the clip contest has actually started. 3 clips already taken. Wow, now the clip contest starts big time. Thank you. Thank you all for taking part, because this far the clip contest has been a little less than active, so very thankful for the activity. And do keep taking clips if you find good times for that, as of course best clip wins, so having more clips increases your chance of winning, and there will be a jury for those, and this one will not be judging them, so alright, getting close. quite a big area with the detection, but we need to find the right spot. So there we are. Shovel time. Pull ring. Pull ring from a can, most likely one holding favorites at some point. Wow. We clearly found one from like maybe Luna's energy drink can. Looks like it. So like most probably Luna has been drinking bang here or something like that. That looks like one from energy drink or maybe beer can. So alright, and we have another detection in the area, or not. We do so. Or not, because like you take the metal detector out and the symbol disappears. Alright, so it was apparently fake news. Alright, let's see about this. There we are. Metal fastener attached to the frame folding chair of some sort. Wow. Yeah, it's clearly like a fastener part of something. Not very historic. Good condition, unsurprisingly. Alright, here are some parts of the memorial. Interestingly, we can also metal detect here, so would think the cannon would give pretty funny readings overall. Like, yeah, you should get from the cannon like absolutely full bar, but you don't, so it's not totally realistic. Like, the cannon would certainly cause a lot of misdetection because it's a huge, very metallic object. Alright, there we are. Unknown. It looks like needle of some kind. An old needle. It indeed is. $18th or even 17th century. $10. Alright. Kind of must have been from some military like repair, like uniform repair or whatever. Alright, we have done a bit of a round on the ground, so let's complete that. Historical object, yes. Oh, hello there. Casillas 5979 it looks like. Hey guys. Yeah, hello there and thank you for joining us for some metal detecting tonight. So welcome to the stream and doing pretty well. Had an alright day and now streaming Treasure Hunter Simulator tonight for a calm game, because for this month the routine is that we stream a calm game every other time and a more or less spooky slash gothic slash mentally demanding game the every other time. So thank you for joining us and indeed doing pretty well. So let's try to find more Civil War treasures like bent nails, rusty nails and such, which still sell for $1, which is wildly optimistic for old bent nails, even if they are from the Gettysburg Memorial. They have modeled some of the things of the memorial, it seems. Alright, and out with the metal detector. And there we are, out with the shovel. And let's see what... Alright, that looks like it's not a rusty nail, it looks more like an old metal button, yes. Cheap metal button seemed to have lost a while ago, useless junk, so that's also $1 and apparently sufficiently modern. Though quite a few things nowadays use real metal buttons and it's quite rusty, but it's not clearly, doesn't appear to be Civil War era, so not the best find ever either. Bronze does also react to the metal detector, though it's not like iron only. It's all metals that conduct electricity practically, because they do have electromagnetic inductance in that respect that you can detect them. So any metal that conducts electricity is practically detectable by a metal detector. So certainly also the Canon should give a reading, but the game of course has been designed in that respect maybe more to act as a game than a realistic rendition of metal detection, quite down to that, because alright, this most probably, as we know, it's not the Canon, but it's rather again an item, so let's try to seek it out. Alright. And there we are. So again, time to shovel. Fortunately all items are like only a few shovel and another iron button, so clearly someone has been losing their buttons at the memorial. Alright, and here apparently there's some kind of gravestones, most probably. You shouldn't dig there. It's like, yes, dug in a military cemetery for relics. Sounds totally legitimate activity. Alright, and another detection, so out we go with the detector and start tracking. Alright, there's our find. Small round lead ball, likely from a musket, so let's clean it up and study our find. Alright, indeed looks like a musket ball or such. Most probably not terribly valuable considering how much they shot at the combat of the time, so would imagine that a musket ball, $10, yeah, condition 4. How good would condition for like lead shot or such be? Either from early musket or even arquebus. So yes, indeed, a projectile of musket is correctly called a ball. Alright, so we did find some shot. Let's see what kind of route we have made around the area. Alright, so we should go more towards the center also. So some more metal detecting clearly. So here's the historic, like Lincoln Address Memorial itself, which has been modeled in pretty nice detail. And here's another like memorial, nice cannonballs, and also some other detection. That knowing this game, fortunately you do not detect the cannonballs, so you know that huge detection there is not the memorial itself. That was quite easy to track this time. Alright, what did we find? An old button, so we most probably found bronze uniform button or such. This is a bit different though compared to the previous one we found, but it still is of an older style than the modern machine-made ones we have found this far. Very old. 14th to 15th century Europe. That looks indeed a bit older. $5. Yep. We certainly haven't had any big treasures that would buy metal detectors or any other equipment this far. Like most valuable find is the necklace still, so let's see what direction we should take. Right, this is pretty good direction going by the other side of the road. Quite a few cannon also here, and right, quite close even to the detection. That was an easy one. Alright, another metal fastener. Clearly good collection of. And we even got an achievement for most probably, like discovering the most junk. Yeah, it's kind of like quite demanding, the kind of old weapons that required a lot of manual fettling to actually function. So that's very interesting, certainly, like real. Yeah, could say the junkyard. Clearly not much Civil War treasure yet, so let's keep looking. It's clearly not the most like greatest Civil War treasure find ever yet. There's also some small memorial here. Do not know the Gettysburg Memorial site quite well enough, like what specific feature of the Gettysburg action that would be a memorial for, because there are quite a few memorial stones and featurettes here. Alright, and let's scan and track our next find. There we are. And we found short nail. Yes, so we have found a rusty nail, bent nail, and a short nail, which is also like more stubby, thicker, and a little bit rusty, as we can see when we rotate it. So our great finds at the Gettysburg National Memorial continue. At least this far we have gained more value probably by the scrap material than the $25 kind of like necklace is probably the nicest find this far in that respect, as it's actually valued at something, unlike the rest of the stuff. Like $25 is big money still with these finds. There's also some bigger memorial stone. So let's see if we have further luck here, and check the map where we haven't yet walked. So we should turn towards the monument here and then continue past it and walk the area behind it further for some less studied ground still. Alright, and immediately we get the detection. Alright, there we are. And shovel time. Shovel is important, and that looks like another kind of a nail. Yes, long nail. We have found a rusty nail, bent nail, short nail and long nail. So our collection of different kinds of nails keeps growing. So this indeed reflects quite real metal detecting experience, at least as far as have oneself performed such. Most of the finds are not very spectacular. Of course, the Gettysburg would promise like more. Alright, and another detection. Alright, taking a bit of work to track, and then we got our position. Alright, that's something different at least. Bottle cap. Alright. Orange soda. If you wait until 2077 it might be worth something, though. This is also very traditional find when metal detecting. So orange soda cap. We have found also a pull tab from a drink can. So nail whisperer, that would be a pretty good name certainly. So our great finds this far have mostly consisted of assorted junk. Let's see. Alright, we have a pretty nice position, so continue in this direction and keep coming through the area this side of the monument. Right, not much further detected there. much found for a while, and we have certainly walked a good amount in this part. So let's look at this part of the memorial next. Not much for a while. So let's keep moving. Did we like run out of detection nodes in the map or something, as haven't detected anything for a good while? Alright, let's return to office and sell our collection of junk, and maybe try the other starting map. So we can also travel to Bavaria. So some World War II items maybe. So we have destroyed iron button, necklace, the old needle, and destroyed lead musket ball. So we even made some money. Let's see how much we actually need to get like a metal detector. Alright. Apparently the next one would be $300, so what achievement did we then? Yeah, that would probably at least get all the nice nails for us. Let's see, we got an achievement for something. Making money, sell 5 items. Yes. Find 10 common items. We certainly found 10 common items, all of them trash. Yeah, so let's have some more items. So we have some missions in the email. Inheritance case. Alright, let's Check that out. Good morning, my name is Johan Schmidt and I am riding as a representative of the Willpower Inheritance Company. We regret to inform that your uncle Sir Richard Clapperton has deceased. Alright, so we might be getting inheritance in the future, most apparently. Cleaning up Bavarian Lake. My name is Robin Hewitt and I present the Institute of Archaeology. I'm writing thanks to our mutual friend Johan Schmidt. Currently we do not have major job offers that we can present to you, but if you wish to start closer working relationship with our organization, I would offer you a job in the Bavarian Lake area. We are looking to get permit to search the area and establish an archaeological camp. In order to do that, we need to make a good impression. Please let me know. Accept. Good condition from Gettysburg area, that looks like. Alright, fogging routes. Find the fastest route from the river to the upper village. Alright. And we also need to find and take pictures of Veronica spicata, Viscaria vulgaris and Trifolium pratense. So it's like we have pictures, like we have to take pictures of these plants. So one is like a nice purple flower. This is like small red flowers, and then we have one that has like different purple flower. Alright, let's photograph some plants, and now we can travel to Bavaria. Let's see if we find, like it mentions especially that one of those in locations on every treasure hunter's radar area famed for the rumors being resting place of Hitler's gold. Most probably we won't be finding that. Sounds kind of optimistic. Somehow also do not really expect any would be to be found in the world. At least this one's suspicion is that they took all of it to Switzerland. Alright, this looks very different from the Gettysburg Memorial. Bitte nicht verunreinigen. Whatever that means, because it's like probably very poorly machine translated. Do not make a mess, because have never heard word being used verunreinigen. Alright. Hello Theolite. Good to have you here. We are doing some metal detecting in Treasure Hunter Simulator. And you of course get a wave. Good to see you. Noticed you had been traveling for fur meat recently and that went well, so was nice to see that on your Twitter also. And of course always thankful for your subscription. You have been a pretty stable subscriber for a good while for our stream, so thank you for that also. And yes, now we are in sunny Bavaria and try to nice river and everything with very interesting water effects. Would say that the water effects are not the forte of the game. Alright. Let's cross the bridge first. Alright, there must be something. Time trial. Ah yeah, this would be like finding the fastest route there. So for now, because we haven't yet explored much, we are not certainly going to first try the time trial. Hasenfeld, Wolfendorf. Alright, both places even have animal. Alright, detection. Right, looks like we can't approach at least from this side because we are stuck on the tree, so at least it's not in the most easily reached location. Alright, here's our spot, so shovel time it is. And we found a short nail. Cleaning up so we can get paid a bit for finding more trash, at least. That's a nice addition that we can get a bit more money by collecting some of the trash, if nothing else. That was a long hunt after the short nail. So let's try for more. And we have detection. Getting close to the water's edge. So we have to be careful to not fall into the water, of course. That would be a shame if we accidentally fell into the quite tough one track because the detection area is quite sizable and haven't really gotten the specific spot. Alright, this would be it finally. Yay, another one from probably Bang Energy Drink. Again very much by the water's edge. Alright, we can't fall, that's of course good to know. And here we go, another find. Carabiner. Alright, so another junk item. At least our mission to collect trash is progressing. So certainly, alright, another detection. Alright, there we are. And what we found, 9mm pistol casing. Alright, at least this is worth like cleaning up. So this would be an older spent cartridge practically. $10. 9x19mm Luger. Alright, so that would seem very logical for like German area with some action, possibly to find one of those. Finding better treasures during night. Uncertain if that would affect like your finds, considering metal in the ground doesn't usually care much for the time of the day. Interesting theory though, night metal detection would give better results. That would be an interesting theory. Night metal detection for better results. Should we test that like with a bat? Alright, and more. There we go. And we found a metal fastener. So our trash mission at least progresses. Good impression by digging out some trash. And detection, so detector out. And there we go. Alright, another old button. So this is not junk, but not very valuable either. Destroyed iron button. Yep, like quality of the finds, not so spectacular. Not at least all the time. Stuck between trees, but there's a detection, so let's try to move. Of course, you move the straightest route to your detection, no matter if you get stuck in the rain. What else would you expect from dedicated metal detectorist? Shovel. Alright. This actually looks different, like a part of something. Metal part. Looks like a Allen key or such. Ruined piece of metal. Piece of camping gear. Yeah, it could be a tent peg or such, so $8. Condition tolerable, like, would that be still considered treasure? Apparently. So it's not trash. You can sell like some tent peg. Yes, let's sell modern camping equipment parts. Maybe for spares, like if a camper lost their tent peg, they can buy a new one from the detectorist. And more detections, at least we haven't run out of detections here, unlike in the Gettysburg it started to be that we found nothing. There we go. Another find. .45 casing, so another spent cartridge. Quite shiny for like after a bit of cleaning, if you imagine it has been in the ground since the World War, so would imagine you couldn't get it quite that easily, that shiny, but very likely World War II, unsurprisingly. $10 still, so it's like, yeah, some battlefield finds. Tropfstein National Park. Alright, so indeed, and a detection. Right, so let's. Alright, there's some time still for the 1.5 hours of detection, so let's keep going and then see who we will detect for raid. How have you been, by the way, enjoying our time detecting metal? Of course, like real metal detecting, it's not like that we immediately get big treasures. We haven't actually found much of great value, but I do think it's quite nice. What do you viewers think of some metal detection? Alright, there's our spot, so some digging on a slope. Short nail. So this should get our transmitter mission closer to completion. Yes, quest complete. Cleaning up. Let's check the map. How have we been moving here? Alright. A lot of area to cover certainly on this map. So let's keep going. And indeed, if you have been liking or not liking this game, feel free to mention in the chat, as of course we will see which ones we play more. This far has been interesting. There probably are quite a few other places to go detecting, and would imagine there's more treasure to be found, so kind of like more valuable treasure. Interesting, there's like a pit. And we have right, no change this far. Alright, the foliage is blocking our view of the detector a bit, but there we go. And let's see what we find. Alright, classic old iron button. fallen tree, so we most probably need to get around that. And there we go for shoveling. Small round lead ball, alright, so we found also probably older items like 30 years war or something, because this looks to be in finer condition than the previous one from Gettysburg, so lead musket ball, condition good, so it's not like destroyed. Must be from a bit older conflict than Second World War here, like 30 Years War or one of the other Central European conflicts. This would most probably also be fitting material for the Ministry of Silly Walks, because you walk in kind of very weird sideways fashion while moving the detector. Looks like a nail. Yes. Another short nail. We have this far only found short nails, so Wolfendorf Hasenfeld, still the nice animal names. Photo spots, so there would be plants there would be plants we wanted pictures of. Let's see, was it F to take out the camera, or what button took out the camera? Let's check. Camera Z. Alright, let's put some picture out. So now we have picture of that, and there's another, at least there was apparently, and there's a detection, so there we are. They have invented some side quests like collecting the garbage and the photo opportunities to have a bit more than the metal detection. Alright, and we do have another old spent cartridge, at least they are worth a bit. It might be at least for once you find like interesting somehow for ground finds. So again we have another, like, most probably Luger, spent Luger casing, so $7, tolerable condition, better than nothing though. Another detection. There we are. Alright, that's like really bent needle. When we consider, like, this would be terrible condition if we consider the needles we found earlier. This would be probably the most bent one ever, like really value probably like what, $5 or less. Yes, $5. Poor conditions, really bent. Like probably the most bent needle that I've seen. Ah, yeah, alright. So, as said, do not think it's a proper sign in proper German. So, it would most probably be an attempt with machine translation to make a sign that says something like "Do not litter the woods," but clearly not correct use. But it's interesting that it's an actual word, as guessed that it might have been suggested by machine translation or such interesting information. Thank you, Ragabash, for our good interest in terms of use of the German language. And let's see, more detection. There we are. Alright, looks like medallion. Alright, so something a bit different. Let's clean it up and study our find. It's very small and it has some kind of like picture on it. At least the description tells it's depicting the Blessed Virgin Mary, so tolerable. $20, nice. So it's actually rare. Gold, wow. It's colored like that, so wow. First gold item we have found. French goldsmith Adrien Vachette. Wow, we have quite specific information even. Went into production with the approval of the Catholic Church. More than 1 million people worldwide carry a copy of the design today, so this is like a bit more vintage example. Nice. So some value. And it seems we have much more detections here than we had in Gettysburg. And there's our next mark. Shovel time it is. And we found another tent peg. Oh well, interestingly the remains of camping equipment are actually of value, which is confusing. Like, would consider these also chunked if find like some tent pegs that campers have lost. The gold medallion was already nice find, like the religious topic. there's our spot. Key, wow, something different, an old key. Not that this would be most probably either the most museum quality item, but it's a bit rusty. $5, 19th century. Alright, so, and we already have another detection waiting. Up the cliff we go. And let's shovel. Alright, that looks interesting. Some kind of round object, a bit bigger round object. Alright, this is another musket ball. Tolerable, $20, nice. Yeah, it's a it's a treasure. It's a treasure indeed, the old tent peg. Are you often looking for some of those, my good bat? Alright, let's do a couple more detections and then decide who we will raid, as we are up to 1.5 hours of metal detecting and have rather enjoyed this game actually, so most probably there will be more metal detecting in the future. So that would be the spot. Alright, another carabiner. And another find coming up, it seems, right next to the tree. There we go. Might be hard digging here with the root system of the tree, but fortunately the game makes the digging a little bit more trivial. Looks like a nail. Long nail. First long nail we have found in Germany. Right, so that area looks hard going. Looks quite hard to achieve with the fence, so we have to most probably get to the other side of the fence, it seems. Let's see. There we go. So it's right by the fence. And here we go. Digging time. Alright, looks like a coin or something. Yes, very old gold coin, wow. Now we are talking. Gold coin. So let's see how old this is like. $75 though, poor condition. Habsburg, Austria. Leopold I. Alright, grass mint, nice. So it's actually quite old. 17th century. Alright, that's already some actual interest. Really nice find, a gold coin. So that would be already a nice find overall. And to think with those detections we are ready to return to office for today and sell our finds and see if we can buy the next level metal detector. $159 and we have some very nice items to sell. So we do have the 9mm spent cartridge, destroyed iron button, ruined piece of metal, 45 ACP, spent musket ball, another 9mm casing, destroyed needle, miraculous medal, that's pretty nice, gold, another tent peg, iron key, another musket ball, and the gold coin. So, and we made $357, so we can buy the next metal detector, Frankie ZHU 200. That would be $300 it looks like. So how do we buy it? Like, the button is still grayed out, so does it have some other requirements? Let's also check email. Find treasures in the... Alright, that would require only like... Hello again. First of all, thank you for dealing with the issue from my previous email. Positive response for permit of inquiry. Right now the institute is looking to increase number of archaeological finds, so next time we can go and find more items on this mission. Great. Would still like to buy the detector, but the button is grayed out for some reason, even if we have the money. So do we need like more prestige? Most probably. It's not explicitly shown though how much prestige we need, but would imagine that's the issue. So we you can also, like, more important treasures you can put on display on the Explorers Club, like we saw. So there are display cases you can put like bigger treasures on display. These are not very big treasures yet comparatively, so none of these go on display, but probably further on into the game we will find treasures that will go on display. So let's switch here to the camera again, and this one, thank you for joining for some nice metal detecting tonight. Very calm, relaxing game and some good even we found some like actually nice items already, and of course a better detector will enable us to find more. So hopefully we can get enough prestige next time to buy the nicer detector and do more missions. So we will see who we will raid, and this one was good night for you. Might be also doing a bonus stream tomorrow, we'll see, but normal schedule resumes on Wednesday, so we'll see what happens for tomorrow, and now we'll see who we will raid. So let's see who's doing what. Alright, also Unice streaming Scorn, and admit that most probably had enough of Scorn for a short while at least already, with Luna's extensive coverage of Voidbird is still playing BeamNG Drive, and Johnny K9 is playing Beat Saber. Let's see if they are still playing. Would go for Beat Saber. Yes, they are still playing, and it looks quite nice. So let's go for them. Not really in mood for any more Scorn for now. So let's go for Johnny. Some nice Beat Sabering. And here we go, so wish you a good night and see you next time, either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on schedule, mood, as it's a bonus stream, doing also a free slot tomorrow, so either spooky/gothic game or calm game, we'll see, but there might be a bonus stream tomorrow, so good night and thank you all for joining for some metal detecting. And here we go.